Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. So, today's topic is going to be on the importance of being healthy. And this is something that will depend on how you set your goal of being healthy, because it could mean a lot to different people. So, it's going to be about how to define what healthy looks like for you, how you're going to do the plan to get there, and then making sure that you are sticking to it and going step by step by step. And guess what? Right? What it means is that being in the present, being in the here and now, again, being in the neutral zone. Because if you're in the neutral zone, you're going to make the most optimized decisions that you can make. So, before we begin, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button for any notifications that come in to let you know that new videos are published. Hit the like button. Again, the importance of physical health or just being healthy. That's what today's topic is about. If you have a topic that you want me to give you my opinion on, put it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to tell you my take on that topic. And if you can't put it in the comments, because I know that some of you, most of us have to be signed in order for us to put comments in the comment section. And we have to have a YouTube account. And I get it. Not everybody does it. Not everybody has a YouTube account. So you can reach out to me on Facebook at Carlos Flores, or you can reach out to me on Instagram at Back on Basics. So, health. What does it mean? And we talked about, remember, mind-body balance, right? And we talked about mental health, and we've talked about physical health, but not to the extent that we've talked about mental health. Psychology, counseling, those are my favorite topics. A lot of things are my favorite topics, believe me. And this is an introvert, somebody that keeps to himself, somebody that's quiet most of the time, but I'm excited when I get to help you. So, physical health, that's what we're going to talk about today. And so physical health is something that you get to set. You get to decide how healthy you want to be. You get to decide what being healthy means and what you can add to it to get to your ideal healthy status, or take away so that way you can get there. So I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to give you my example, right? I've said it in other videos. Last year, I was 263. And so I'm going to tell you this, right? Because my weight was primarily around my stomach, right? So I didn't realize that I was actually bending forward without even knowing, because my stomach and gravity were pulling me forward. So actually my back was overstretching. I didn't know that. I had sore backs, and I thought that it was because of all the stuff that I did, but in reality, it was me, and it was where I was, and it was because, again, my weight gain happens, or it's the hardest for me to get rid of, which is the belly weight. And so it was pulling me forward. It was overstretching my back. And so I did not realize that until I lost weight. I thought that I was focused on the way that how much I weighed, and the weight that I had, and the way that I ate, and the lack of exercise made me feel. And that's another way of defining physical health, right? Because I used to eat a lot. I used to eat in the mornings, at lunchtime, at dinner time, and I'm not saying do not eat Uh, all I'm saying is that moderation, right? Moderation. And then at the same time, after dinner, I would eat sometimes late night. I would eat sometimes at 2 or 3 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And guess what? Everything went to my stomach. So what I realized was that while I was looking at pictures that we were gonna show in one of our holiday our Christmas gatherings. And I kept on seeing pictures from every year. And guess what? It was the same pattern. I called it the Santa Claus effect because I kept on ballooning up. And it took me forever to balloon up. And it took me forever after that to get to a lower weight. Um, a lot of the times I would super sized, super fast weight lost, which didn't help me a lot because you know what? I lost it. I went through like a lot of hard stuff, a lot of hard exercises, things like P90X that if you do it right, it will tone. If you do it right, it will help you get lean. If you do it right, it will help you with weight loss and it will help you stay healthy. But the way I did it was overdoing it. And at some point, P90X got, I got fed up with it. I've done different things. Taibo, P90X, Zumba. I've done many different things. But the thing is, in my mind, I wanted to get it done yesterday. And the thing, remember, we've been talking about, right? If you're in the here and now and you're in your neutral zone, you're going to make the best decisions possible. But if you're always going back and saying, well, I'm always going to be fat, I'm always going to get back and I'm going to be fat, then you're either going to do one or two things. You're going to become used to it and you're going to be where you're at and you're not going to change. And the second one is you're going to worry so much that you're going to go to the extreme and you're going to do 3 times the exercise. You're not going to eat as much. You're not going to do a lot of things and you're going to limit yourself. You're either going to end up getting sick or you're going to lose weight and you're going to have a false sense of achievement. But because you didn't do a gradual weight loss, then you're just going to balloon up again faster and sometimes even heavier than before. So again, it's a gradual change. Keep in mind all these things that I'm throwing out. It's a gradual change. So this past year, again, right? And it wasn't this past year. It was the year before. At 263 to 265, I said to myself, I'm going to start doing what I used to do. I'm going to start doing what my grandfather taught me to do, which is walk. And I kept on increasing walks. And then I went hiking with my wife and we did walking and we did some exercise in between here and there. But then what happened was I wasn't seeing the weight loss that I thought I would get. But again, right? That was my lesson. And that's the reason why I'm telling you that being in the here and now, being in the present it will be harder for you to get pulled back to the past and say, well, I'm just going to give up because I'm going to go back to that same weight. It just, if I were to believe after picture after picture of every Christmas and every Thanksgiving for the past 10 plus years of me ballooning up and having to, it became a joke. Oh, it's a Santa effect. I'm becoming Santa Claus. But it wasn't. It wasn't a joke. I was actually feeling bad every single time I would do that. And guess what happened? It was a vicious cycle. I would eat more. I would not exercise. I would just be sedentary. I would just sit. And it's not that way. And then I would say I would go to the other extreme and I would super exercise, fast, strong, nonstop. I mean, to the point that I would wear a sweatsuit so that way I can drop water weight because I thought, hey, if I drop water weight, then I can drop the rest of the weight after that. But again, I did it too fast, so I would balloon up again. So gradual weight loss is ideal. So what gradual weight loss to you depends on how you can deal with a regimen. That means consistently doing something so that way you can lose weight. This is where your support system, right, and your mentors come in and they can tell you, they can give you examples of what they're doing, and they can give you examples of how they have noticed that you have lost weight in a more gradual sense. Because they'll remember, everybody remembers me in the Santa Claus effect because I did 10 plus years without hesitation. By Thanksgiving, I was Santa Claus. I was 263. Every year, I was within that. The highest that I got was 270 one year. And so, and then I have to go uphill trying to lose my weight. And so I would do the fad diets. I would do those that you're supposed to do things. Be careful with those because they have pretty hard side effects. So this 2 years ago, I said, I'm going to do this gradually. And hey, you know what? It's not perfect, but it's great because I went from 263 down to the lowest I've been is 213. Right now I'm 217, right? And so, but now I realize that my weight on my stomach is what was, it was just making changes to my back. And now I feel good to the point that I can and put my socks on. I can stand up and put my shoes on. I can stand up and put things on that I had to sit down to do before. So, to me, that's a victory. That's a major change. That's something that I didn't have to do, that I couldn't do before, but now I did. So, again, eating habits are very important, right? I know that from time to time, what I do is I do a combination of fiber, something with fiber, like nuts. I do trail mixes. I do sometimes instead of eating a lunch, I actually have a protein shake. I take a protein shake to work. I do a protein shake. What I do is I take advantage of times that I'm doing work, but at the same time I walk. I deliberately park on the other side of the school parking lot so that way I can walk across to the classroom that I'm in so I can get walking in. I play with the kids during recess. I go around and when I'm doing yard duty, I'm walking all around my area. One, to make sure that I'm looking around, but two, because I'm also exercising. Everything is exercise. Everything. Any movement that'll get your heart rate going, it's great for you. So, again, you have to define where you want to be. So my goals right now, and I've said this before in many videos, is my immediate goal is to get to 210, right? 7 pounds. And I've been closer to that. I got to 213, but it's okay because I'm here in the present. And you know what? If I did it once, then I'll do it again, and I'll do it gradually. So my stretch goal is 200. because I want to be able to be flexible enough, healthy enough, be able to go up mountains if I want to climb mountains, be able to get in the water and swim and not and have at least a little bit of buoyancy. Enjoy, because I love the water. Enjoy the water. Enjoy myself. Extend my lifespan because of healthiness. I eat more fruits now. So again, right? Fruits with fiber. I have beans again with iron and fiber and everything. There's so many things that I eat now that I didn't eat before, but I also eat in moderation, and I don't eat late most of the time. There are some times that I do, and again, there are some times where you have to excuse yourself and give you a free pass, but it doesn't mean that you're going to do it consistently and start again going up. So, again, physical health is important because if you're healthy, if your physical health is optimal or is at its best, then your mind is going to start getting sharper, and it does. I can see things in different perspectives. I can focus more. I can actually put things together like puzzles. I'm able to do things that I didn't do before because I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the will to do it because I had all this mass on me, and I get it. So, and I'm not just saying it to say, oh, you can do it. You can. You just have to say where you want to be. It doesn't mean that you're going to drop 100 pounds. It just means that you are healthy. So that way you can do the things that you want to do, the activities that you want to do, that you love doing. I love playing basketball. I've been playing basketball with the kids at lunchtime. Great. With going from 263 to 213 and now 217, I can move around a lot better. My back doesn't hurt when I play basketball. It's great. I go out for PE and I do PE with the kids. It's again, I'm a kid again. I love it. I love being a kid. I love being part of it. And guess what? I'm building relationships with all of my students because they see me doing the things that they do. So again, it's a win-win-win, right? Healthy physical health, which leads to mental health, which leads to a bigger capacity, which leads to showing younger generation that it is okay to do the things that you want to do. And it's okay to set goals so that way you can get to where you want to get to, both physical health and mental health. So, again, it's important to have a mind-body balance. It's very important. And it's very important, again, for you to be in the here and now. And it starts with you. It does. Believe me, for the past, I've been a fat kid. I don't know, 48 years off and on. I've gone down, but I've never stayed that way for a long time because I'm always that kid that loved to just eat those fast foods and the things like that. And unfortunately, we were poor when we were growing up, and so we weren't having a lot of the best of foods. We did, but not a lot. So we had to eat a lot of processed food. And so it is what it is, right? You have to adapt. You have to look at your surroundings. You have to incorporate your support system. They will help you. Remember, what did I say yesterday during yesterday's video? Utilize your village. Use your village because your village is still raising you. They're still raising me at 48 years old. They're still raising me. And I'm still learning. And I'm not going to stop learning, because if you stop learning, then might as well just sit and not do anything. I want to learn how to do things. I want to sharpen my mind as much as possible. I want to be healthy enough that I can walk 10 miles instead of walking the 5 miles that I do now, or the 6 miles that I do now. I want to be healthy for as long as I can. I want to be honest with you, 80, 90 years old, still walking 6 miles, 7 miles, 8 miles, 9 miles. Maybe not as fast as right now, but still be physically active. My grandpa used to do that. He was in his, I think he was in his 60s, and we were still walking. We were still walking 4, 5, 6 miles. And it was wonderful because I spent times and I heard so many stories about El Salvador, about our town, about how to grow things, how to farm, how to raise chickens, how to milk cows. I mean, it was so much an experience that I appreciated and I loved it. And now I'm trying to instill that to all of you because you have a choice. I know that people have told you you can do it, and so you have to decide what it looks like, what what physical health looks like. Once you define it, and you have to be honest with yourself, then that's when you start. That's when you do. That's when you walk. That's when you swim, or you do other things. Don't wait. I waited 48 years. I regret it. I should have done it sooner. So that's what I'm telling you. It doesn't really matter when you start, but again, right? At different ages, you're gonna have to adapt to where you're at in the present moment. So physical health is important. It leads to mental health, right? It leads to mind-body balance. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can see new videos that are coming on in my YouTube channel. Hit the like button. Remember the importance of physical health. Physical health is important, believe me. If you have any topics, let me know and I can give you my opinion on them. Put them in the comment section. Go to Facebook at Carlos Flores and suggest those there. Go to Instagram at Back on Basics and give me suggestions there as well. Hit the thumbs up so that way I can expand on some of these topics. So be who you want to be. Push yourself to go beyond your comfort zone. Define what you're hearing now, what's your neutral zone. Define where you want to be in terms of mental health and physical health, and get to it. It's gonna take some time, but the more you focus on the gradual change, the more you will not go back to where you started. Back on Basics.